stare out the window, pray that I'll come home. You've been in love before, but nothing quite like this. I still
Fletch, get back to your dish. Hey, get a little hussy.
throw your heart away with just a single kiss.
I am so sorry. I get easily distracted by life, which is not at all helpful towards tracking Henley and I's progress. Although, to be fair, we haven't really done anything exciting recently, other than I think a month ago I tried taking her off property. It could have been 2 months ago. Maybe it was a month ago. No, what month is it? Anyways, a little bit ago I tried taking Henley off property for the very first time ever, and that was very unsuccessful. To the point of which I couldn't even get her loaded on the trailer that day, which it's a good reminder that like learning with horses isn't linear. It's like a frickin', it's all over the place. So it stood to reason that even though everything was going so smoothly up until that point, that we had to hit a roadblock or a speed bump of some sort eventually. But at the same time, did it have to be trailer loading? Like, that is the one area where I am not confident in my abilities to work through problems there. Although we have done quite a bit of work on trailer loading, and I would argue that we have actually made a fair bit of progress on it.
Please don't beat around the bush, and I don't want to push, but you're making this hard. I know something's going on. There's dishes in the sink and trash in the front yard.
It feels so weird to be back here where all we can do is get 2 front feet on the ramp when like 3 weeks ago we could fully load with the divider closed. It sucks because I don't know where I went wrong. Oh, Come back. No. Good girl.
What can I do?
And
Do I go
back.
for a walk? Should I stay with you? I'm tired of sitting on my hands, watching what I love with like a house plant.
Our hooves are going farther up the ramp.
Do you feel alone?
Girl. All right, we're at the top of the ramp.
In our home, 'cause I feel alone.
Good girl. We got a hoof inside. Did you see that? That front hoof, it went inside the trailer. Calling that a victory for today. Oh my gosh. Wow. I just went to set up the camera and you can't even see. We almost have two front feet in. Sorry, that was really exciting. Oh my gosh. What an uncomfortable way to stand in the trailer. Good girl! Oh my god, we have one back foot on the ramp. And the back foot is off. It's so hard because I want to ask for more, but I gotta remind myself not to ask for more. We set our goals for today. Don't ask for more than what our goal was, you know? I don't want to put too much pressure on and then have overloaded her system. Oh. I didn't even ask you to start loading and you came right on up. We're only comfortable halfway in the trailer right now, so that's what we gotta take and what we gotta be okay with. Eventually our comfort zone will lend us to 3/4 of the way into the trailer. And then, maybe one day, we'll fully load again. Yeah. though, I figured I would take your sorry asses along on a nice, relaxing flat ride with Henley and I, and that maybe next time you can see us actually overcome the off-property issues and trailer somewhere eventually, but that is not happening today. Instead, oh my God, whew, I'm winded. The plan now is to go grab the monster we call Henley.
Without further ado, let's get this. Hang on, this is the left boot, I need a right. Hang tight, we got a right boot, okay. And without further ado, it's time to get Henley tacked up. Oh, holy crap, I caught that. Oh my God. I don't think that's gonna work for the transition, but damn, you see how athletic I was? Sign me up. So without further ado, let's go get tacked up. Ugh. Hopefully that transition actually worked. I doubt it did. Yeah, I don't think it did either.
Does anyone else feel really awkward about voiceovers? Because I feel awkward about them, but like I want to explain things, so that's why we're here. This is where we are. First thing I want to explain. Our progress might look a tad underwhelming, and that's probably because it is, but also Henley and I have different goals than like the vast majority of people out there, either restarting X racehorses or starting young horses. Our goal isn't necessarily to be out to compete. While I would love to be out and competing, that's like, if we never get there, it's not the end of the world to me. We're just working on having a happy, harmonious relationship where like we both get the opportunity to say no to things. We both get to choose to be there. And that if, say one day she doesn't want to be caught in the pasture, which that's never the case. But if she did say no, then we wouldn't ride that day. We would just, brush and figure out where we went wrong, what was causing her to say no. And trying to use a combination of positive and negative reinforcement while riding has been really tricky. It's been really confusing, and I have definitely been messing up like a bunch. And it's hard to figure out, the perfect ratio of reward to pressure cues and trying to go from there and navigate it, because like as much as you listen to other people talk about it, until you start implementing it yourself, it's really confusing and you can't quite figure out, work out all the kinks and what's going on. But moving away from that though, we've been mostly working on building strength, developing a better rhythm, and figuring out how to pick up the right lead canter. Apparently the right lead canter is our arch nemesis, which I don't think is something that's uncommon for X-race horses. But as you can see us trying to pick up the right lead canter here, it's been really challenging. And part of that is because Henley lacks strength. And she also lacks evenness in her body. When she's like out in the field eating, she almost always will only eat with her left front leg forward. And to pick up the right canter lead transition, we need that right inside leg to go forward. And she doesn't like to do that out in the field on her own. And so trying to get her to do that under saddle is really challenging. And that's going to come with evening out her muscling, evening out her like tendons, her flexibility on both sides, as well as building strength. And that's something we're working on. Unfortunately, strength doesn't get built overnight, which wouldn't it be nice if it did? If overnight, like you did one workout and then boom, the next day you have muscles. I wish that's how life worked. It's not, which means it's going to take Henley and I a few months before we actually start seeing those changes in muscling and her getting stronger. The other thing that we're working on though is balance, which definitely comes into play where we're going for downward transitions, especially going from canter to trot. If she gets really strung out, and I'm working so hard on making it so I don't grab her in the face, which is like it's one of your knee-jerk reactions or something you go to do, and I'm trying to break that bad habit of mine, and that I don't ever balance her with the bridle. I mean, that was a big part of me wanting to start her in a neck rope, was so that way she learned how to balance her body properly, and that I didn't have, the safety net of using the bridle to balance her. And now that we're working on the bridle and trying to develop a few different aids and getting her to use her body correctly, I have to really work on myself mentally to not use my hands. Like I'm trying so hard to remain light in my hands and really only use my seat. And she's so responsive to that. It's just something we got to work on to remember and how to get her to use her body properly and balance herself. Another big part of that is that I'm not working on teaching her the contact right now. All we are working on learning is balance and rhythm. And those don't require her to be on the contact or to be on the bit, anything of that nature, because she's, one, not strong enough, 2, can't carry herself there, and 3,
I absolutely do not want Henley behind the vertical ever. And a big part of that is respecting what she is strong enough for, what she is currently capable of. And right now, contact is nowhere near on our radar. We're not ready for it. She's not ready for it. I'm not going to ask her for that. Learning the contact is a full body movement. Her being able to use her body correctly is a full body thing. Since we're lacking that strength, we're not ready for contact yet, which means this is what we look like currently.
Oh, you're such a good girl. Yes, you are. I'd say our ride went pretty okay. We're making slow but steady progress, and that's all I can ask for. Hopefully you enjoyed our video. If you didn't, then I am really sorry. You're probably never gonna... Look at that hair. That's good quality flow. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, then I guess Henley will be taking over the video from now on. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.